Hi Steve, I thought it would be easier to just record a quick video to show you how this would work. So let's copy your code and let's open RapidWeaver Elements, and we'll create a custom element there and I'll drop it into the page. And now let's open the editor up and we'll call this Steve, as this is your element, and I'm going to paste your code in and there we go. It's working. So that's pretty cool. There were a couple of things I noticed. The text here is black, and I think that is because let me find, oh yeah, your text white. You need a -50 on there in this because at the moment our theme studio is looking for these colors. So -50, -100. Let's have a look. Where's the whites there? Yeah, so it's looking for those with a dash on the end. It's something I can chat to Ben and Tom about, see if we include these defaults by themselves and not have to put the dash on them. The other thing I noticed, border black. You probably again, it's the same thing. You need a -50 on that, but I thought this was a good opportunity to show you the find and replace in the Elements editor, because don't forget this is all in Elements. So we're going to replace border black to border black 50, and then that will give us we'll turn these black. So let's go ahead and return, and you can see they changed down here in the code editor. 50, 50, 50, 50, and one more. There we go. So that's done all those. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, and the other thing I wanted to show you, this is all tied to the theme studio, and you ask here about, or you're mentioning here about the screen widths, and you've got this SM, MD, LG, and XL. And if we go back over to Elements and I open the theme studio and we look at our screens, you'll see we've got the same classes in here. So this is all configured already, and you can configure these by switching them on and off. And as I switch them on and off, the amount of icons up here change, because that is changing the config file, and you can set the widths you want here. So I've got it set up the same as you, and that, as I click through these, you'll see the UI or your code, the layout change as I go up and down the sizes there. So that's all working. The responsiveness is all set up. That is looking good. And because you're working with the Tailwind code, I thought it was worth pointing out that these classes you have, they respond to classes in the theme studio. So the things in here are being generated, are creating that Tailwind config file on the fly. So because you've used some values in here, you've got the border, and I think you're using border width 2. So if we override this, and now we're going to change the value on border width 2, you'll see these all change. So we can take it down to 1, and that's all happening live just like that. So it's very, very cool. So I could make that a chunky border. And then the border radius, you've got a border radius on these, which I think you are rounded 2XL. So I think you're using 2XL on these dots in here. So let's go ahead and customize that default. So let's override that. And now when I change this, this should, let's move this up. This should change all these dots here. Yep. So there we go. They're square and then all the way to circular, depending on the. So that's pretty cool as well. And all your colors are set up in the theme studio. So all of these, you've got purple, indigo, pink. We can just change these. I think this is pink up here. Let's change that color. Yeah. So I can change the shade and everything like that. We can change it to yellow, and it again updates on the fly. All good stuff. And of course, you know, we could take this further, and like yesterday when I demoed, you could add controls for these. You know, we could add some properties in here for controls that would control the stuff in here. So Yeah, all works great, and it's all works live. As you can see, we're editing that in real time. So instead of you having to go to the Tailwind CSS site and have a play around there, you can just do it directly in Elements, and it all just works. So hope that answers your question. Yeah, and if you do have any more questions about this or what might work or what doesn't work, just reply back to this in the forum and I'll answer that for you. All right, cheers, bye.